I'm not with this whole hating on Ebro thing. I'm just not Ebro in the morning in the cast. I'm not with it. I don't understand it. I knew there wasn't like, were they like the top 8 when it comes to ranking of radio podcasts, maybe in New York, but it's over for them. It's over for Peter Ebro, Laura Stylez, Peter Rosenberg, and the way people are treating them is, I'm just not with that. I maybe have a different perspective. Feel however you want to feel, but they were always standing toes down for the culture. Am I the only one who felt that way? I know they rubbed a lot of artists wrong way at times. I know that, there's other mainstream radio stations, podcasts people listen to, but I felt they were always about keeping, and maybe they rubbed the wrong way in the sense of maybe they were like hip hop purists, but they were always trying to push the culture, from my understanding. And in just an Ebro fashion, he goes out that way. I'm not surprised. Like, he goes out, outspoken. That's literally what they always been. They've always been an outspoken cast of radio hosts doing the job of what it means to be a radio host, I guess, especially in this culture, this hip hop culture, which is like a sport, gladiator sport at times, which sometimes is all about love and relaxing and teaching and education. It's like hip hop is such a amalgamation of so many different things that spread around the world. And I'm just going to give dead people respect of trying to maintain the conversation for a long time. It ain't easy. A lot of people know this kind of stuff. Like, you come and go in these things, right? Like, it's not easy. And everybody's just coming for them. I see that Drake is coming for them. Charlamagne the God, he didn't really say much, but, took a jabs here and there because that's him, how he does it. But, but I don't think people are even witnessing what's more serious about them getting fired. Let me, my bad, I just get into this. I wanted to talk about it because there's so many different takes on this. And I'm just like, why not? There was the respect for these people. Let's get into what Ebro was saying.
When the Trumpster got in office, listen, man, I don't capitulate well, bro. Been doing this too long.
Mm-hmm.
If you look around all the major media outlets, man.
Yeah.
All of them. Look at all of them. They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses.
Which is what we're seeing. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what's happening. The administration coming in by way of lawsuits and pressure, right? Deals with the FCC, right? The buying of all these media companies, look like they're making the verge of like a monopoly at some point. You see what's going on. He's not lying. No one said nothing, right? And then it happened to Jimmy Kimmel, but somehow Jimmy Kimmel got his powers back, right? If people really seeing what's going on here, just calling for what it is, a white man got his show back. Thankfully, everybody fought back, showed resistance by ways of speaking with their pockets. It's deeper than just what you dislike for Ebro and maybe you dislike their channel, but it's dangerous if you're not paying attention to what's really going on. What radio station do we have to wait? Who speaks about the issues? Who talk about what's going on in the world, in our country, in our culture? What prominent radio station do you have to wait for to be gone till you realize, oh, this is dangerous? Till you say something. You're okay with Ebro and Morning Show going away because you don't like them? But have you seen what they've done for us? We've seen it happen to ABC's Stephanopoulos. I hope I said his name right. My bad. Stephanopoulos. We've seen it happen to 60 Minutes, the changes that's being done. And you're okay with Ebro because you don't like him and he may not be the top ranked mainstream. It's bigger picture than trying to get your vendetta in, right?
Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos? The guy that owns one of the casinos licenses. He got to raise $500,000, bro. $500 million, excuse me. They need my talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive out the way, bro.
Here's my problem with this. I don't have a problem with Ebro's politics.
Okay.
Me and Ebro probably align and agree on 99.9% of things.
Okay.
I've never seen Ebro sell out.
Right.
And I got to put that on the table right now. I ain't never seen Ebro sell out.
None of them ever did. But what's with the hate? What the issue with these people? What's going on?
I've seen a lot of other people tap dance. I ain't never seen Ebro tap dance. Ebro has been consistent with his messages, and for that, you kind of have to applaud.
You got to give respect to it. He's always stood down for people like us, marginalized black people, hip hop. Come on, y'all. Y'all can't just. We gotta get honor around here in these moments, man. Right is right, wrong is wrong, right?
Whether or not you agree or disagree, you kind of have to applaud it. But my problem with this is a problem I've been seeing when it comes to media.
Okay.
We just seeing Tim Pool do it. Everybody is obsessed with being a martyr. Everybody is obsessed with being a martyr. Okay. Everybody believes that they are more important than what they really are. Everybody believes that the matrix and the infrastructure is after them. Ebro is essentially saying he's Jimmy Kimmel Part 2, that the new administration, Trump and them, don't like him. So the owners may have tried to get him out the paint to placate to Trump and his administration. So first he blames Trump, and then he says, hold on. They're trying to raise $500 million for this casino. They might have to reach into the pockets of some Israeli billionaires.
Okay.
And they might not like how the main show on this radio station is anti-Netanyahu.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you that if Ebro's voice was loud enough, that may have been the case. But Ebro in the morning don't have to reach. I can almost guarantee you that these folks didn't look at Ebro in the morning and says, man, y'all are just too impactful. Y'all are just too powerful. Y'all are just too progressive.
This is what I'm talking about. Where is this coming from? Why are we saying this? Y'all, shout to the homie. I actually enjoy his content, but not enough reach. You can look it up right now. Yeah, they're not. What do you mean no reach? 300,000 people talking about it now. Conversations added to it. There are no reach. People don't even talk about them. Yeah. What were we saying no reach for? I'm looking at it right now. 37,000. Maybe because I'm looking at it different. I'm grateful to even get a couple hundred views, 1,000. Shout to my last video, but these people got reach. You know, it may not be the reach you want them to have, but they stayed consistent and provided conversations as much as they can. You know, 4K. Yeah, they did what they did. There's people, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just different, but to me, they've been around for such a long time. When I think about their show, when I look at Ebro, Kanye West conversation back in the day, Ebro goes, yeah, I'm about to show stuff like this. Yeah, Ebro, Hot 97. Yeah, like they were there for the big moments. I mean, Ebro, 50 Cent interview. Yeah, they've had great moments in interviews, man, like with big stars. To say they had no reach in the conversations, I don't agree. They were always there. Like, look, let's even look some up right now. I think this was Derek Chauvin or Breonna Taylor.
Well, can you say the words "it looks bad"?
They don't want
Why?
to.
You can't ever say that. This is the problem I have with cops. I have to say this. This is the problem I have with police officers, and no disrespect to you. Y'all don't ever want to point at someone else and say, you can't do your job well. Right. I can tell you right now, if I heard a radio personality get on the air and do something irresponsible, I'd go, that's a bad radio personality. Yes. He does a bad job. Yes. Police officers never want to say when y'all do a bad job. So and that's the reason the public thinks all of you are bad, because you won't ever call someone out and say they murdered someone in cold blood. It happened again. And until you guys start taking responsibility for your own, people in the street are going to be upset instead. So how about y'all lead the movement instead? How about instead of people rioting, police officers get out in front of it themselves, and you guys are the first ones on the front lines? That's what should happen. Instead of you struggling to say, well, I don't know, it could be, they murdered that man. We just saw it.
Well, I can't agree with you.
What do you mean? Are you watching it?
And that's the problem.
And the fact that you're sitting there, you laugh about it is even worse.
And listen,
I'm not laughing.
I know you're not laughing at the situation, but my man, you can say on the surface, if we don't gain more information, that looks real bad. I would have done a better job. I wouldn't have done that. I would have found a way. It's the same as Laquan McDonald's. You had cops who were sitting there doing their job, trying to calm the situation. But then here comes Renegade Rambo, who just rolls up and kills Laquan McDonald. There were cops there trying to do a good job. So you can say there's some that do a good job, and then there can be hotheads who do a bad job. We could learn more.
But key word, bad apples, right? That's what they were saying. Yeah, moments like that, like they were on it.
Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stylez and Rosenberg.
What you got today?
Well, I mean, listen, it kind of felt like we're starting to see the beginnings, maybe, of Kanye saying, "Congratulations, I played myself."
Where do you see this at?
This is the Kanye situation.
Yesterday,
like Schmittler,
you sent us a clip of him on the this random podcast.
I don't know who this is.
Or attacking
his name is Lex Friedman. He's an engineer. You know, Kanye is very big on engineering.
I love it.
And Kanye gave what kind of amounted to an apology. Here, you can listen.
Well, we have the audio.
Oh, you do.
As my brother, I want to apologize to you for how that made you feel, and to the rest of the people that carry specifically that pain, not the pain that I talk about. That doesn't seem to be as much of a pain for people when I talk about the abortion clinics and stuff. That's the argued pain even in my own community. Like, not everyone thinks that's a pain. But for the Jewish community, it's collectively, this was a pain. And I've gone
articulating your thoughts. And you need to shut up to make my case. And that's why we end up on
congratulations
to offend those groups.
Right.
Really
right here, Ebro was another level with this convo right here.
Jealousy, because you're jealous of trans movement. You're jealous of how Jews unify, Asians unify, and all of these groups unify to get what they want.
This is what Kanye's whole plight is. This is what he stated initially in the Drink Champs and continued to state that he's ultimately jealous of these communities that have more unity and strength to shut someone down and the black people don't.
And so the stupidity goes, but now I'm going to offend those groups.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to trash
to
them.
try to make my case. And that's why we end up on
congratulations, you played yourself.
Because your dumbass, Kanye, and others like you have a tough time articulating your thoughts. And you need to shut up and sort to people who articulate thoughts well.
Right.
There are people who study this, talk about this, have legislation on. I mean, there's people who've spent their lifetime writing novels, books, research on this. But instead, y'all dummies jump up and use your platform to say nonsensical BS, ruining the whole conversation every goddamn time.
It happens a lot.
And literally every time.
He's not going to do that.
And this is what it drives me insane. I hold this back all the time. Because everybody goes, oh, well, this group and that group. Yo, fam, you can't even get your ish together, bro.
Right.
You can't even articulate your thought. You can't even support people in your community doing the goddamn work. But you're worried about what somebody else's group is doing. And then got the nerve to insult others because they're more organized. Bro, what is wrong, man?
That's my favorite part, yo. And got the nerve. I be feeling like that too, bro, when people don't make sense.
What is wrong? You want people, literally, you want people on your behalf to be angry for us about things we're not unified and angry about. Make that make sense.
It doesn't. Shawnee?
It doesn't.
I mean, what you
Congratulations.
We're done.
You played
That's
yourself.
it. I'm back to my easy pass.
You good?
Back to the easy.
Cass one play a song.
That was beautiful.
Well, the conversation, as you stated,
It ain't a conversation.
you said they're ruining the conversation.
But
So there
because
needs to
you're
be
ruining it
the
because
right
you're taking it
conversation.
and applying it to other people who have had their ish together.
Playing this
And
in
I
school
get
'cause
it.
it's so
They
good.
haven't dealt with slavery. They haven't dealt with Jim Crow. They haven't dealt with redlining. They haven't dealt with post-traumatic slave disorder. They haven't dealt with none of that. I get all of that. But that doesn't mean you trash them to try to make your point.
Right.
That's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm gonna make a stink out of this.
He certainly did.
Bro, you know how much thinking been on this, bro?
I love that one.
You don't read Kanye West. You don't read books.
Go
Go sit with some intellectuals that have literally been talking about this since your mother was born, bro. Like our parents were born into this. This conversation's been happening.
Bro, by the way, talk to. You want to listen to.
Yeah, man. Like they've been on it. They've been ahead of the game. They've been talking. They speak for us. They speak on top of us. I get it. I understand people being upset about their show and what they've done and people they rubbed the wrong way, but it's hip hop. It's hip hop. They've had memorable moments either way. It's hip hop. Yes, I never liked the conversation with Astro. Sometimes the 50 Cent interviews always go back and forth depending where they are, but they have classic moments with them. I agree with 50 Cent. Like, you can't be calling me a bully. Like, you know? And I don't like the Lupe Fiasco moment. But Lupe Fiasco came out with a track called Thought 97. I mean, it derived from that conversation. They've created moments in hip hop, man. You know, I think I'm hearing Drake is about to attack him right now, but you know, that issue. But that's another thing. It's just he pushes like the conversation they used to have for me. Hip hop, people get rubbed the wrong way. It's sensitivity. A bunch of people just. Like, this stuff can get petty over ridiculous. No, but that's hip hop. That's my point. It's hip hop, you know? We clown people for no reason and then get sensitive and we call people out. That's what Ebro used to do back in the day, I think, you know, or still did, you know? And I'm not surprised he called out his own company, you know, firing his show for, you know, a reason that he believes is wrong, which I agree too. You're trying to silence people based on who's in the White House. And there's evidence of that happening within the media outlet that we're seeing today. Anybody disagree with that I feel like you got an issue with them. For what? Come on, we could do better. But anyway, those are my thoughts anyway. I think we should put more respect on their name. I just wanted to talk about it. Let me know what y'all think. I don't know, it's crazy to think this all happened after that call hang up with Andrew Cuomo in their show. So, and anybody else who thinks they're safe, clowning them now, understand, we're not paying attention. They do it to what? Black people first, all right? So, they do it to marginalized people first. They test things out first. So, media outlets that's clowning Ebro now, Laura Stylez and Peter Rosenberg, understand that could be more to the issue than you know. I want to know what y'all think. Do you agree? Did you like Ebro in the Morning? Did you care for their show? Who did you like the most? Did you respect the show? Did you respect what they try to contribute to hip hop? Or you think Ebro in the Morning deserves this? This is what they got coming to them. They had this coming to them. I want to know what you think. Comment below. I just felt like I wanted to talk about this and give a different perspective. Shout out to everybody. I'm sure they're gonna have a show out. Knowing them, I'm sure they got a show out there. Yeah, there you go. They got their own show, starting their own thing. This is what it's gonna take. I'm subscribing now. The Ebro Laura Rosenberg show. Got it. Yeah, as they should, man, because this is what it's going to take. And I don't think people understand like the dangers of that. What's happening, what's changing, at least for this timeline. So did you think they were whack? Do you think they had it coming? Comment below, or you give them the respects and their flowers. Comment below. Like and subscribe. For me, it goes a long way. I figured this conversation, I feel like I would always want to give a different perspective. You know how my channel is about, just actually thinking a little bit more deeper. When everybody's saying one thing, I got to go another route. Anyway, I can't wait to hear your thoughts. See you in the next video.